Morning, John Nash again, April the 3rd. Just giving you an update on what you're going to be reading in these reports. Just a rough overview. And it's concentrated on three major reports for the flooding of Lake St. Clair, Detroit River, and Lake Erie. The first is the main report, 1926 Joint Board of Engineers report. This was done by both the government of the United States and the government of Canada. It was an overview of what they had already accomplished and what they intended to do, including the three channels of a 25-foot channel, a 27-foot channel, and a 30-foot channel. These channels depths are already here. You have a 30-foot channel through the system. Now, we're going to start by going up to Lake Superior, and we're interested really on this report of the 73 floods that not only wiped out my parents' home, my brother's home, and I was lucky I come within 1 inch of inside flooding with a boat tied up to my back door. That took place April the 9th, 1973. So what we're going to do is go up and start really back to 1950 when I sailed the Great Lakes for Canadian steamship lines. Korea broke out. They opened all the gates up at the Sioux and flooded out St. Joseph's Island, a major island in the St. Mary's River. That flooded water pushed on down, tipped the scales in the spring 52 when the ice broke loose. We were flooded out. That and probably weather modification at the time, because it was widely used up to 1950 and is now one of our major problems all over the system. But this goes back to 73. And the flood went on through this whole system into Lake Ontario and brought about land control to keep the system open for navigation and improve for hydro development. Now here, the control works has always been a problem. Since 73 February, they changed the control works at the Niagara to go back to a level that was adjusted, they say, for the long-term average of 571. But this seems to be our problem. In 85, 86, we had flooding again here in Lake St. Clair, Detroit River, and Lake Erie, but there's no flooding in Lake Ontario. So it was definitely held back for navigation hydro purposes, or it was released at the other end going into the St. Lawrence. That's for you people out there to figure out. But the figures they're in the report you're going to read. You can track it all the way back and come up with the flood levels that were set in the 1903 35 datum. The difference there was at Cleveland of 1.94 feet, and it gave a flood level on 1903 datum for Lake Erie at 573.9. I called the Corps' hydrology office here a week ago, and being as Cleveland's in the middle of Lake Erie, I figure it should be close to the level for the whole lake. And in fact, the day before, on the 22nd of March, it was exactly the same level at Cleveland gauge as it was for Lake Erie. There's figures there. You can do the figuring and average it out, and you can see with the wind setup, they went way over their flood level that they knew about. The flood level of 73 actually goes back to the outflow at Superior, where they increased the flow in 1964, right through till we were flooded out in 73 before they started cutting back everything. That was a man-made flood. They got control of the land. The figures are there, and probably we can go on. There's thousands of pages of different documents that we can go in maybe a little deeper if the groups want to get involved and do anything to settle this issue of flooding. Thank you for listening. Bye.